Well, guys, imagine getting your book reviewed by one of the most famous comedy writers in Hollywood, Larry David. It's a big deal, and that's just what happened to author Roy Sekoff. He got the stamp of approval for his new book, Lack Self-Control, True Stories I Waited Until My Parents Died to Tell. It's all in typical Larry David humor. Listen to the story.
I don't want to put down the day my children were born or the day of my wedding, but that might have been the happiest day of my life.
That's incredible.
You know, I didn't know him super well, but he was a blogger for HuffPost, and so we had dealt each other. And he was also a dad at my kid's school. So we crossed paths occasionally. So I reached out to him and asked him if he would do, you know, a blurb, and he said,
Of course it is. Just, yeah, here, Larry David.
Okay, good. Maybe
Right.
at least I didn't get a no.
Right.
And so I sent him the book, and then he wrote me back with, I've read worse. And I ran out, and I said to my wife, honey, it's over. I'm so happy. I've got the cover blurb.
And it sets the tone perfectly. I wonder if, did Larry David secretly think, yeah, he'll never use this?
Yeah, maybe, but you know what I thought? If Larry David said, such a laugh riot, you'd go, bull.
Yeah, right.
You know, Larry David wouldn't say that.
This says it without saying it. Amazing. And Roy told me how he came about choosing the title of the book. Watch this.
You know, my parents have both died within the last 5 years. And one of the things that's really struck me and made me feel very good is how present in my life they are. You know what I mean? I'm not a believer in the afterlife, but they're there every day. Every day, something that my father said rings in my head, or a laugh, you know, and it's become shorthand in my family. You know, my dad was always great. If you said something that he didn't agree with, he'd go, what are you talking about? So very often I find myself, if my kids say something like, what are you talking about? You know,
just kind of living
they're
through
very much in there. That's what I really tried to do with the book. When I didn't really have a goal. I didn't say, I'm going to write a specific book and it's going to be like this. And I didn't know what. I just thought, let me just start writing. And one of the things I said was, I'm going to try to be as funny as I'm capable of being, and I'm going to be as honest as I'm capable of being.
Well,
and those two marching orders are really what led me through the book.
Tell me what you've learned about self-control over the years. This is lack self-control. You said that even the mistakes have made you into the man you are today. And I'm not, again, not trying to get all serious.
No, I'm with you.
Like, what have you learned about self-control?
No, very much so. So the reason that I called the book Lack Self-Control is because as I was writing the book, I found a trove of report cards that my mother had kept from kindergarten through 6th grade. Every single year, Roy lacks self-control. Roy could use a little bit more self-control.
Early on.
I'm talking from kindergarten through 6th grade, every single grading period. So, and at first, that was sort of like a scarlet letter. I was embarrassed, you know, at the time when I would take the card home to my dad. You know, Roy needs to shut up, right? But as I got older, I realized that what that came to mean to me was not living your life in between the lines, not being so rigid, being willing to, you know, speak out, to say the things that are on your mind. And like, you know, I like to be funny, and I found myself sort of in a corporate job at one point, and I realized, you know, before I take that job, I'm gonna promise myself I'm never gonna not say the funny line that comes into my head.